Hello, gorgeous. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Give Them Lala podcast. Before we deep dive into it all, I need to remind you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you comment on this video because I love to bump gums. Thank you. Let's talk about this. Did you guys see Jeannie Mai and Jeezy are now divorcing? It was originally said that Jeannie cheated on Jeezy. Do you know who young Jeezy is?
Are you out of your mind? Of course I do. And I know who Jeannie Mai is. She's stunning. Her style is impeccable.
Yeah, they had a baby. I think it's a little girl. She's not that old. I think a year, maybe younger. So it was said that Jeezy filed for divorce because Jeannie had cheated. Well, then it comes out that actually Jeezy was the one that was unfaithful. And in their prenup, there is a clause that states that if he cheats, she gets a payout. I don't know if that's going to hold up in court. Prenups, this is from just my small amount of knowledge that I gained when concocting a prenup. If this happened in the state of California is a no-fault state, which means the court doesn't care if someone cheated, X, Y, and Z, doesn't matter. They just know that you want to end the marriage, right? When I tried to get the clause put in to my own prenup, this was years ago, the no cheating, they said you can put it in there. It will not hold up. There is nothing that you can put in there about cheating. So it must have been two people that actually decided, like, sure, I'll put that in. I love you. Why would I not put it in? But if Jeezy decides to fight her on that, that could go away.
Do you think it was, I'm just going off of immediate thoughts, the legal counsel you got was not necessarily there to represent you, and that's why they said that?
That could very well be the case. Yeah.
Because I've heard it being put in prenups. But
what state, though?
California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only because, like, I heard that's a thing that's almost like not a racket, but I need to find this article that women will marry older men.
Okay.
And just for that, put it in the prenup, and then they know they're cheaters. And then as soon as they get caught, they're like, okay, great, it's my payout. Have a nice day.
Okay, well, if you guys that are listening have a different experience, please write in. I'm just going off of what I was told, and I've also seen where you can put anything into a document like that. If the opposing party decides I'm pushing back and I'll pay through the nose in legal fees just out of principle that you don't get shit, see you in court, the judge could rule on anything.
Yeah.
Right?
I have heard that prenups don't mean shit, which is also depressing. So it's like...
You just hope that both of you abide by the prenup. Otherwise, if there's one person on the other end who's got mad money and they're like, you know what? I don't really dig this prenup anymore. I'm going to fight it. Mm-hmm. And I don't care how much. I don't care if you're wanting $1 million and I spend $5 million with legal fees. It's about not paying you a damn dime. That happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Trust me, if someone doesn't want you to get paid, they'll make sure you don't get paid.
That is so wild. Then what's the point?
I just can't wait to get married.
No, seriously.
No,
what's the
I
point?
say that about marriage. I don't mean that about marriage. What's the What's the point of a prenup?
What's the point of anything? Literally,
right.
Because you can sue or do anything for whatever reason, and people say, well, they'll never win. And it's like, right, but I still got to pay legal fees to get to that point of a judge saying you don't get anything.
I just learned
Very
this.
depressing.
I was very depressing. I was talking to a friend over the phone, and she's going through something with a building she used to live in. And she is 100,000% in the right from what she's told me. Yet this building corporation has so much money and so much power. They're just draining her bank account.
100%.
And it's heartbreaking. And she's like, I'm literally not only in debt, and then she's going to have to file another suit to pay that. Like, she's like, I've been so mentally and emotionally and physically exhausted from this. I'm just going to be out money in debt, and I'm going to wipe my hands clean. And I was like, that is heartbreaking because you're in the right.
No, I know. Isn't it? It's really, really heartbreaking.
It's awful.
I think the system is designed to bleed you dry, exhaust you, so that you give up and never want to come back.
It's yucky.
And that's in all of it. Whether it's you're going through a custody battle, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a legal thing where someone's suing you and who's right, who's wrong. You know what? Just roll into Judge Judy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You might get more fair representation there. I mean, they always say, though, it's the legal system. It's not the justice system. Because there's no justice. You know?
Absolutely right.
Amen.
Sorry, and they kind of went over my head. I'm feeling a little froggy today, so I'm gonna leap. What's that on? You feeling froggy? Oh, Malibu's Most Wanted. So
Never
good.
seen
I
it.
wanted you to finish it, but you didn't.
What is it?
I said I wanted you to finish, but you didn't.
Feeling froggy? Then leap.
Never seen this.
And seeing as my foot is real, this would really hurt.
Is this a cartoon?
Is real.
You've never seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
Who's in
just
it?
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh,
Watch it with Kyle.
Anthony Anderson, Tay Diggs.
really?
The
I need
guy
to
who
watch
just
it.
passed away, who was Farrah Fawcett's life partner. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Great movie. Impeccable movie. All right, the next thing that I have to talk about. Jada Pinkett Smith. After all those years trying to figure out if I would leave Will's side, it took that slap for me to see I will never leave him. Cut to Will Smith is hanging out with a Jada Pinkett Smith lookalike at Art Basel in Miami over the weekend. This infuriated me.
Why?
You're telling me, let's just say it's all roses and rainbows, okay? Ups and downs, like a marriage has. And it took for this man to assault someone on your behalf for you to be like, I do love you. Not the children, not the great memories, but for him to walk up, mortify himself, lose out on multiple jobs, firings, for you to say, let me tell you something with that statement. You are a toxic woman. You are a toxic woman, and I'm telling you, Will, you better run.
I mean, you should have known it was toxic before you had to hit somebody.
Disgusting for her to say that.
I hate that statement, and it's such that she made about that because I think she made that on like Armchair Expert or something.
I don't like her.
I've always felt
I always loved her.
I've always loved her. I've always loved her, and the way she speaks. I listened to her on Armchair Expert. She's so eloquent and she makes a lot of points and she gives space to everyone she's talking to, like a space for your opinion. She allows you to change her mind in the moment, which is honestly what I try and do. And I've always respected that. And then to say something like that, I'm like, Jada, come on.
I couldn't believe that when I read it. And maybe, like, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt of like, no, let me elaborate. This is what I meant, because of course this is going to be the headline. And we're the podcast that only reads the headline. So there's no winning for anyone who says one little thing that's fucked up because we don't get the context. We just get the headline. But I was like, I have to assume you're with someone 20 plus years. That there were many moments that went into the relationship where they like had your back, encouraged you to, go and do what you wanted to do. She started that, what was it, the Red Table?
Yep.
Red Table Talk?
Red Table Talk.
I'm sure he was very supportive of that. And for you to go, you know what? This is the one thing that he's done that's going to make me always stand by him. It's like, so to see him so down in the dumps and he's there because of something he did on your behalf, like that's what people have to do. You have to
it's backwards.
I just don't like that at all.
It's backwards. It doesn't make any sense. She did, I believe, I remember her, she did elaborate a little and she was like, it was something. I'm not even going to try and repeat it because I'll get it wrong. But yeah, that's yuck. That's a bummer. On a bright note, I'm kind of happy that Will's out there finally living his life. As long as he's not, obviously if it's a situation where Jada and Will got back together or whatever, and they're like, we're going to do it this time, and then Will's out there fucking around, it's like, well, now it's just messy. But if he's like, no, you know what? I'm done hanging on and clinging on, and I'm going to go live my life and hang out with a chick, then good for him.
Do you think he was messing around with other women during their separation and Jada was just the one who was outed?
100%. I was just going to say that. I think it's different a lot with men and women. And I'm sure in my opinion, I'm making this up. I think he hooked up with I think he was smart about it. I think he probably hooked up with other celebs on sets, things that he knew weren't going to get out versus, Jada maybe hooked up with someone a little messier and he told someone who told someone.
Was it August Alsina? Was it that?
Yeah.
And August Alsina's a loudmouth, so that's why.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I bet he made I think he made a song about it. But
Well,
I
he
could be
made a
very wrong.
song-
I'm
no,
just
no.
assuming.
He made a song after the fact. It was like everyone was talking about the word entanglement. And then he went and made a song called Entanglement.
Yes, he did. So that's messy in itself. I think the people Will were hooking up with are too
Too high level?
Yeah, for that. I think he was smart, if that's what you want to say about it, and probably hooked up with people who he's like, this will never get out. Co-stars.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I have a hard time believing that he was like, I know that we're separated, but I'm just so in love. Like men tend to think with their
I'm just
peeps.
thinking with my dick.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking with my dick. Yes. I feel like he was thinking with his dick, but his dick has a very high IQ and knows.
Very smart dick.
Very smart dick. Yep. And that's what you got to have. Got to have smart dick.
Well, that's what you gotta have. Smart
Not
dick.
a big dick, just a smart one.
dick.
Right? That is exactly right. Okay, so I got to be completely honest with y'all. I have not watched a lick of TV
Why?
recently.
You've been watching more holiday stuff?
I've been watching a lot of holiday stuff. Again, Ocean's on repeater mode, and I don't really have a moment to myself. And so I can't watch. Like this morning, she was off doing her thing, and I thought I was safe to watch some like old school Roni. And it was like Ramona calling Bethany such a bitch or whatever, and then Ocean started repeating it. And so I had to check her again. It's really gotten out of hand. And can I tell you, I've actually been really, really great at not cussing.
No, I'm getting better because of that
The whole
reason.
family has.
Wow.
'Cause
The
she
whole family
repeats
has.
everything.
Yes,
Right.
she does.
And then on
And-
that song that just released, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the song came out and it says
Congratulations.
Rachel bitch, and she says it.
Rachel, bitch.
No, and I keep saying, no, Rachel sits, like sits down. And she goes, Rachel sits? No. And she's like, that doesn't make any sense.
She's so smart.
And
She's
you
very
can't laugh
smart.
too. And if she curses and you kind of make a face, she's smart enough, and then she knows that that's the one,
Right.
the word.
Right.
And she just repeater modes.
No, I heard her say it
Parrot.
for I heard her swear for the first time in Hawaii, and when I tell you, I had to bite my tongue so hard so I didn't laugh. It was the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What'd
if
she
it were
say?
up to me, I think she said fuck or shit maybe, because I had said shit, and then she just repeated it to herself quietly, like shit or something, and I was like, and then that's when you were like, no, Jessica said sit, she sit or whatever, and she said fuck it sometime too, and it was honestly cutest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
No,
she'll
it's
do
just-
this thing, you guys. She's like using the words correctly, which is what makes me very nervous, but also proud. Not proud that she's cussing, stay out of the comment section, but just like that she's so intelligent. Like she'll sit there and she'll be looking at something and she'll be like,
She's very articulate.
yeah, and she'll be like, what the fuck?
That's what she said. What the fuck? She was looking at like the cookie or something. And I about died. I said, you know what? What the fuck is that? You're right. I didn't say
Right.
that.
I know, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's why I haven't been watching a lot of reality TV. I've also kind of been in my bubble.
Mhm.
You know, we're winding down the year. I will say, and I know that I can say this to all of you guys because I'm sure we're all in the same boat. We're getting a little bit tired. I know we had that beautiful vacation to Hawaii, but I'm just feeling like it's time. I want to reset. We're making a few moves before the end of the year, before we, hit the ground running in 2024. But I'm just a little tired, and I want to stay in my bubble. And I'm feeling that watching reality TV may be a little too close to home right now. Like I came off my Hawaiian vacation. I'm sort of still in that like little bubble.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched anything. That being said, in a very long-winded way, we did another AMA. People seem to like the AMAs, like a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, please do more random episodes like this.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to play out the random episodes and they're going to say, please talk about Real Housewives or something. Or like Paris in Love. Someone asked me, can you guys please watch, is it Paris in Love or In Love in Paris?
Paris in Love, I believe.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
Which Logan did the set design for like the promo or like the opening. I guess she's in like a room full of a lot of flowers and pinkness. And Logan did all of that.
That's awesome.
Logan, my gay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
It looks cute. She looks so fabulous in every freaking frame I see. I'm like, is it just constant hair and makeup? I doubt it is. She's just stunning. But every time I see her for
She's
promos,
getting ready.
No, every time I see her for promos, she looks like a magazine cover.
I remember the first time I saw her in a magazine, and I thought I was so young. I was probably 6th, 7th grade. She was the most stunning thing I had ever seen. And my best friend, Danny, and she loved Nicole Richie.
Mm-hmm.
I was obsessed with Paris Hilton. We suddenly thought we were them. So we were in the 7th grade. And we convinced our science teacher at Churchill Junior High to allow us to do our worksheets together. And if we could sign our names, Paris and Nicole. And she would know that it was Lauren and Danielle. And she allowed it.
She did?
Yeah. So on the name, we'd write a heart. And then inside put Paris and Nicole. And that was me and her. We were obsessed with the simple life.
Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next week.